folks. Welcome back to another episode of Force Takeaways. I'm your host, Tony Ballgame. Joining with me always is Jake the Snake. We are here. Welcome. We're here on the following up the schedule release. That was the big thing that happened in this past week. Everybody's cute little videos came out. Some were good, some were bad. Now we have tangible information to talk about and touch and look at and smell with our hands and fingers. But real quick, I just want to talk about other big sports stuff going on right now, including the NBA and NHL playoffs. We got the conference finals going in each league. In the NHL, the Final Four are the Colorado Avalanche and the Vegas Golden Knights in the West, and then the Montreal Canadiens and Carolina Hurricanes in the East. And in the NBA, we got the Spurs and OKC in the West, and the Knicks and Cavs in the East. We've had some great games in all of those conference finals recently. Unfortunately, my beloved Avs dropped Game 1 to the Golden Knights at home. Disappointing loss. There was Avs had a lot of time off, and in between the series, in between the second and third rounds, and also their all-world defenseman Cale Makar was not playing. Not that that's an excuse, but that you have to take that into account. They just kind of came out flat. They didn't look very good. They almost had a crazy comeback. They pulled their goalie and scored and made it sort of interesting. But Vegas is a good team. As much as I hate them, they are a solid, really tough team. And then Montreal shocking the world last night. I've discussed this before on the pod. My sort of irrational dislike for the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't understand why everyone likes them so much. I mean, they are a good team and everything, and they were the top in the Eastern Conference, but they have no juice to me. There's nothing exciting going on about that team. People have pointed out that they haven't won. They've won like one Eastern Conference Finals game in their last like 4 trips there. They just can't handle the big moment. I figured they would at least win game. They also had a long time off between rounds 2 and 3, and I figured they would win this one. I checked the score while I was at work. It was like 3-1 Montreal after the first period. I was like, holy shit! And Canadians they're fighting for their lives. Both of their series have gone all 7 games, so it's funny. The Canadians have had both first round and second round went 7 games. Meanwhile, the Hurricanes have swept both of their first 2 rounds. So opposite sort of things going on. The Canadians also the Hurricanes rather had a much easier path, beating the Flyers and the Senators in the first 2 rounds, which are, with all due respect to present Flyers fans, not that tough of a path, really.
My man.
So I'm just kind of sick of hearing about the Hurricanes, and all the advanced stats were favoring them. They're like always on moneypuck.com. They're always like glazing the Hurricanes, and I'm just over it. I want Montreal to just take care of them. And then in the NBA, some great games, some really incredible performances from all 4 teams. Really, like, just we're in heaven right now. We're, as sports fans, we're just eating.
NBA playoffs have been a fucking treat, Dougie. I've enjoyed them. Even as like a fake Thunder fan, I'm having fun.
The Knicks?
It's been great.
The Knicks look like they're going to cruise to the finals right now. They haven't been to the finals since 1999.
Good for them.
I was a child at that point. I really don't even remember that. So,
and then they're going to not win, and they'll fire Mike Brown for not winning the finals.
Yeah, because no matter, like, I mean, this Knicks team is really good. It's exciting. It's cool to see the city of New York buzzing and all that. But
basketball's better when the Knicks are good. I'm sorry, it's like baseball with the Yankees.
It is. It's good for basketball when the Knicks are good. Like, it's good for America when Knicks are good. I mean, some people won't like to hear that, but I think that's true. But man,
would you rather have be good, the Knicks or the Celtics? Be honest.
Knicks.
Because Knicks fans are at least like real people, and they're fun, and like they have personality and character. I don't think that Celtics fans are like that. I think they're just like, that Family Guy cutaway gag where it's like, yeah, like a white guy's dialogue in a
Spike Lee movie.
Spike Lee movie, and he's like,
he's like a rabid dog. Yeah,
yeah, that's like Celtics fans to me. They're the rabid
like,
dogs.
Unexaggerated. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as good as the Knicks are, if they like whether whoever wins between the Spurs and Thunder, they're gonna have it's. I don't think that the Knicks can beat either of those teams. Frankly, I mean, it would be insane.
Knicks Thunder series is going to be awesome, and every game's going to be like 134 to 131. They're just going to score a fuck ton of points on each other. It's been really fun to see Karl Anthony Towns become like the kind of like, I don't know, the wily veteran. Like the veteran was something to prove, and not just like, the scared. He was just had this like he came off as this like scared little boy for so long, because he was like people would call him soft, and he got pushed around. He got kind of bullied. So it's cool to see him be like the veteran, just busting his ass.
Himself.
Yeah, and he's really come into his own. Like he can score from anywhere, and that's really impressive to see. Like modern big men are so cool, and I know we call them soft or whatever. But I would rather see like a more dynamic big man than like 90s bully ball over and over and over again. I think it's fun when teams are scoring more and going back and forth. It's great.
I saw somebody.
I think it's fun when you see a team like the Thunder and the Spurs that play each other. Like the Spurs play very aggressive, suffocating defense, and the Thunder kind of do the same thing.
Dude, that's talk about good for basketball. I mean, the Chet Holmgren Wembanyama rivalry is like those. They like legit don't like each other. Like
they fucking hate each other.
Deep-seated hatred. Like that's so good for the NBA.
And Chet's kind of getting exposed a bit right now in these first two games.
Yeah.
Game 2 was better. Game 1 was bad. But we'll see. I don't know. Also, it's like there's no shame in like struggling against this fucking phenotype person. Yeah. He is like, I think he's built like I saw something one time where like the xenomorphs and Alien, he's like to scale like the exact same size as those guys. And so it's like you have like a 7'8" guy who like we've never seen a guy like this in basketball that is like so like I know Manute Bol is very tall and he could shoot threes just because his arms are so long, right? But this guy actually has like a pure smooth shot, can score from anywhere, can like catch and shoot, can pivot. Like it's really impressive.
And can defend. Like he's defensive player of the year.
He's such a good defender. Yeah, he's such a good defender. It doesn't look like it should work. He shouldn't be as dominant in the paint as he is because he's so thin. But he's sturdy. He is like a very sturdy, waifish man. It's incredible.
There's quotes from I don't remember if I mentioned this last week, but I forgot who said it, but it was some like NBA veteran was like mentoring him in the offseason, and he was like, I've never seen someone absorb and like apply information and like new facts so quickly, like as a basketball player. Like you teach him something and he goes, oh, okay, and then he just like gets it and then like can do it immediately. Like so he's not to say that Chet Holmgren it doesn't like love ball or doesn't improve, but like this is like
once in a lifetime basketball being like he was created to play basketball.
We're still at like prototype Wemby right now. Like this is truly not even his final form, and he's already this dominant. Like it's his third year? Like and he's making like a legit finals run. Like it's fucking crazy. Did you see his shot chart from the game 1? He took he basically took like 15 shots like directly under the rim, like whether like alley-oop dunks or like layups, and then like that 130-foot three that was like the dagger. Like he's fucking crazy, dude. It's amazing to watch. They play tonight.
I saw somebody like a reporter took a picture from the spot he pulled up at, and it's like insane. Like the depth, the way he is from the basket, like just from the perspective of like a normally sized human being.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. You gotta send me that.
Yeah, I'll try to find it again. I'll send it to you. I saw it on Threads, which is something that's embarrassing to admit.
Oh my god.
Threads is such a fucking cesspool, dude. Good God.
They try to get me on there on Instagram. They show the little preview, and it's like check out this cool map, and you like can't see the whole thing, so you got to click on it to see
Yeah,
more, and then you click
that's
on it,
what
it's
I
like, oh,
downloaded.
you gotta download Threads, and I'm like, not this
I
time,
fell
not
for
today,
that.
buddy.
I saw like a football thing and like it got me. I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna download Threads and see what's going on with Cam Newton. And then it was just something stupid. I got I'm such an idiot.
Well, with that, we'll roll right into football here. We'll do the schedule, do some schedule talk. I watched, or at least I tried to watch all the schedule release videos. I like that they make it a little day. I think it's fun. I know some people are kind of over it and think it's kind of corny, but I think it's fun. I think it's a fun thing for the social media team to shine. I like to see creativity and like stuff like that in sports media. And I liked the backlash against AI has made it to sports schedule release videos, except for the Cardinals. The Cardinals were blatantly using AI in their video, and it's fucking sucked. They probably had one of the worst ones.
That's Arizona for you.
I think honestly, I think the best one was the Colts because they did like a Simpsons themed one, and it was like maybe like 2 minutes of a little Simpsons themed video, and then they just straight up just played a bunch of Simpsons clips based on like that were like related to the teams they're playing, and I was like, well, this is incredible. It was just like legit normal Simpsons clips like from the show from the past, and I was like, this is all I could ask for.
That's beautiful.
That was my favorite one.
I wonder how they found the clips. Did they just have to watch a bunch of Simpsons,
I'm sure
did they
there's
train? I think they used AI to find those clips.
I mean, maybe, but I would not be surprised if they have some like autistic person on their social media team that like just like has like a encyclopedic knowledge of the Simpsons.
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it. The one that made me laugh the most, I think, and you might not like this, but the Cowboys one honestly was pretty funny because it was
At least they're doing something that makes people happy.
I know they like. I've definitely taken my shots at the Cowboys in the past, and I've made fun of them plenty of times. But kudos to their team for what they did on that one. It was they have 3 guys named Tyler on the team, and their whole conceit was that they're in like a secret group called the TIA, and they're like they went through all the teams they're playing, and there's somebody named Tyler on almost every team. And the joke was that like they're infiltrating the teams on behalf of the Cowboys and to like sabotage the team from within. And the way
Tylers
are, yeah, they made some pretty funny jokes. Like it seemed like there was a lot of like prepared or written jokes, but the guys the 3 Tylers that they had, I should have looked up exactly their last names on here, but they're like in like it looks like it's like a secret like underground lair, and they're like wearing like shrouds, like Illuminati type stuff, and the way they were talking to each other, it just gave off the vibe of like those 3 kids in class who were like always screwing around and like have like a bunch of private jokes with each other, like Beavis and Butthead vibes sort of, and they were like making each other laugh. Like it was like genuinely like I don't know. I found the Cowboys one really fun too. But as far as the actual schedules, let's get into that. I'll start with my beloved Broncos. Their schedule, honestly, at least the beginning part of their schedule looks kind of tough. They have week 1. They have the first Monday night game at the Chiefs, where the Chiefs are somehow favored in that game. I think check here. Yeah, they're 2.5-point favorites at this point. I don't fucking understand that, especially considering Rashee Rice is going to be in jail for the game 1, or not in jail, but he is going to be behind on his like development with the offseason stuff because he had to go to jail for 30 days for smoking weed on probation. And
that's bullshit, I think.
We're not 100% sure if Mahomes is going to be healthy for that one. So to me, that's a dub. But then then they play the Jaguars, then Rams are in town, then Niners, Chargers, Seahawks. Like it's gonna be a tough sledding for the first like 5 weeks of the season for the Broncos. IMHO. But yeah, the Rashee Rice thing, it's fucked up because obviously, like, I'm sure being a black man on probation in America is probably not fun, and you like everything is sort of against you, but he is kind of a piece of shit, so I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Piece of shit.
Big piece of shit.
Huge piece of fucking shit, mate.
fucking mate. Oh, and Arsenal won the Premier League. I guess we should mention too. The shout out to the Kroenke Sports and Entertainment family. Another trophy in the case.
Good for them. Very happy about that. And like, you just know that like their granddaughters are out there um, voting Republican and getting disgusted by poor people. That's all I have to say about that, Anthony.
What schedule stuff though? Let's some games that stand out for you. What do you have? Do you have any games in the early part of the schedule, or just the schedule in general that you are intrigued by? Some matchups.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Eagles played on Christmas last year, and they're playing on Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve this year.
Whoa,
which is interesting. Yeah, I mean that's what you get when you're like one of the premier teams that's like in like an extended Super Bowl window, I guess. But yeah, they play the Texans on Christmas Eve. They play the Cowboys, of course, on Thanksgiving. I think that the Eagles' schedule is kind of lukewarm. Like it's not really difficult, in my opinion. Open at home with the Commanders, and they have Titans, Bears, at Titans, at Bears, and the Rams at home. Then they play the Jags in London. And then they have Panthers at home, Cowboys at home, on the road against the Commandos, then Giants, Steelers, Cowboys, Cardinals, week 12 in Arizona. That is definitely, for obvious reasons, the number one game scheduled on my calendar. We are definitely going to be going. We might take Lemmy, so she might get to go see her first Birds game this year, which is exciting. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a very like mid schedule, and I think if like things work out the way I think they could, it's not going to be hard for them. But like, yeah, they have a London game, they have a Thanksgiving game, and a Christmas Eve game this year, which is eyebrow raising. And I hope it goes better than the holiday games we had last year because that was Black Friday was miserable.
That was the Bears game, right?
Absolute beatdown. They just like completely cracked us open and ran it down our throats, Daddy.
Oh yeah, that was one where both the running backs had like 100 yards or whatever, right?
Yeah, they combined for over 250 yards for like the second time in NFL history or some bullshit.
I have that one highlighted too. The week 3, Eagles at Bears, Monday Night Football. Bears are
that's going to be
favorites. Fun. That's gonna be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I also have highlighted. I have a week 4 Rams at Eagles. Eagles are 1.5 point favorites, and at first I was like, oh well, they had that close playoff game when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl in the snow, where the Rams like almost came back and won. I was like, is this a budding rivalry? So I went back and looked.
We've beaten them.
Yeah,
Sean
the Rams
McVay's never beaten Nick Sirianni.
The Rams are 1-6 versus the Eagles since they moved to Los Angeles. Isn't that crazy?
Yep. Yeah, we own the Rams. The Rams, some players on their team and definitely their fan base, they think it's a rivalry. So do the Niners, just because of that NFC Championship game where we whooped their ass. And their whole argument is like, if Brock Purdy would have been healthy, we would have won. No, you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have beat us with a rookie quarterback. And 2, your quarterback wasn't tough enough to finish the game. So, like, just think about what you're saying. It's not that you had a bad call or, there was weather. It's that your quarterback was too big of a bitch and he hurt his elbow and had to leave. Sorry. I like quarterbacks that stay healthy. Sorry. My bad. They think it's a rivalry. It's not, and they're really annoying about it. And then we just keep beating them, even though the Niners beat us in the playoffs last year. But I don't know. We've won a Super Bowl since then. We've both been to Super Bowls and won one since that NFC Championship game.
Well, while we're talking about the Rams, do you want to mention Matt Stafford's extension that happened this week? Should probably mention that.
I missed this. You should tell me about it. They gave him some extends.
Yes. They agreed to a 1-year, $55 million contract extension, keeps him under contract through the 2027 season, and can reach up to $60 million with incentives.
Did it
People
say
are
how much
kind
is
of
guaranteed?
um I don't have that on this little thing here, but
Because I wonder if it's like a post or pre egg state.
it
You know
is
what I'm
this is from
saying?
I'm looking at sportico.com. This is saying it is unclear if Stafford's 2027 salary is fully guaranteed, and Stafford, who turned 38 in February, could choose to retire after the 2026 season. The $55 million extension is in line with the top quarterbacks in the game, with only Dak Prescott earning more on average at $60 million for his deal. For other QBs are blah 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 blah. Yeah. So, but what people are pointing out about this is that it adds another layer of mystique to the fucking they're taking Ty Simpson in the draft, because now they're gonna have they're gonna have this on the books, regardless of whether he retires or not. They're gonna have this looming over them when it's time to pay Ty Simpson or not. And so that's, and we all saw the clip of Sean McVay after the draft, where he didn't seem exactly thrilled about the selection. And we talked about this when it happened too, is that if he was like really, really, really against it, I'm sure he could have shut it down. Like Sean McVay is one of the most powerful coaches in the league. Like, I'm sure he wasn't like, they didn't like tie him up and throw him in a cellar and do this draft against his will. Like, he probably like went along with it, just didn't like love it.
So what makes this a little more complicated is Les Snead is best friends with Ty Simpson's dad.
Yes.
They've like known each other since like college, and I do think that he did kind of get put in his place a bit.
Yeah, maybe.
And I think that's why he's so pissed off. And like, you got to think about it. Like, the Rams are, so Les Snead is looking at like, McVay's looking at this differently, because I think he's coming at this from like, my shelf life is Stafford's shelf life. Like, I don't want to like coach a rookie quarterback. This is so stressful for me already. I just want to win with Stafford. I love Stafford. And then I think he wants to walk away. There have been all these rumors about him retiring young and taking some time off. And so I think this is just me as a fan guessing. As soon as Stafford walks, I think McVay is walking, at least for a little bit. And he's young enough to take a couple of years off and come back refreshed. Yeah, absolutely.
Remember do you remember when they lost? I can't remember what year it was, but remember they lost in the playoffs, and there was all those rumors about him. He was going to retire at that point, and he was having those quotes where he was like, "I don't know about my future," and blah blah blah. That like wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it's a couple of years back.
Remember that?
Yeah, well, I just think it's like he is so committed to football all the time. It's all he does. So I think this is very stressful for him, especially being in these like high leverage situations every year where it's like, all right, Super Bowl or bust again, Super Bowl or bust, Super Bowl or bust. Like,
yeah.
And I think he's all in all the time. That like, yeah, and like he just got married. He like wants to have kids and shit, but like he's so autistic for football. I don't think he's going to be away for long if he does leave. But I don't know. It's just something interesting to watch.
Yeah. And Ty Simpson, I'm just looking at his stats right now. I don't know if we talked about this on the draft episode too, but he started 15 games last year, and that's it.
Yeah.
He never started a game before last year.
Nope.
So I don't like that. That's that shit I don't like.
Yeah, it's not good. It is not good at all. I think that was a very bad pick. And look, I could be wrong. We'll see in like 2 years. Maybe he's awesome, and he comes in there and he's the next Joe Cocksucker and is like winning a bunch of games. But I don't know. The Rams are interesting because like they're always like a Super Bowl favorite, and I don't know. Maybe I've been missing something, but like they haven't won like the last 3 or 4 Super Bowls, have they?
Let me just double check. No.
Let me just double check. Like, okay, yeah.
And no. Okay. But that is, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, because like when you're a really good team like the Rams, you are expected to do all this stuff in the playoffs. But only as some of you may know, only one team can win the Super Bowl per year. So it's like when you don't win, everyone's like, "Ah!" But There's a lot of good teams in this league. There's a lot of good. Just looking at so they won the Super Bowl in 2021 in McVay's 5th season.
Yep, and
Then
that was his second Super Bowl he's been to.
Yeah, they lost the Super Bowl in 2018 in his second season. So then after
probably the most boring Super Bowl in the world.
Probably the least watchable Super Bowl probably in my adult life. My God.
Well, do you remember that was the Super Bowl where, like, as soon as like the coach communication was shut off to Jared Goff, that's when the Patriots would actually line up and what they were gonna do, and then like Jared Goff had no idea. Like, he was so confused by the looks. That was the strategy all game. I'm serious.
Jared Goff blowing it in the biggest moments. Can you imagine? So then the next season they miss the playoffs. The next season they lose wild card game. Next season they lose in the division round. Last season they lost in the conference championship to Seattle for the third time in that season. Right? They played Seahawks 3 times and lost all 3 times. Right?
Yep.
So they're getting since they picked themselves up since missing the playoffs after that Super Bowl. They've gone further and further, and now it's like this might be the most Super Bowl or bust season since 2021 for them.
Yeah, I agree. It's every year that
they won one game against Seattle. I should correct myself here.
Every year that they split the series home and away last year. But every year Stafford is like coming back for another run. It gets more tense, and like there's just more and more pressure. And like, look, I wish we could overlook it and be like, all right, the Rams are overrated. But like, I don't know, they were in the conference championship last year, and Stafford won the fucking MVP.
And they had the best high scoring offense in the league last year too, and 10th in defense.
He's like the second oldest MVP winner too, besides Elway. So I don't know. Let's see how this goes. But I don't know. I never feel like good about the Rams. I'm just not a huge Rams believer, I don't think. I think they have some like really awesome pieces, and I think like they absolutely have they have a Super Bowl ceiling. I'll give them that.
Oh yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, their secondary is pretty trash.
They're also, that division is tough too, because I was just going to say, with like the Niners are another team where it's year after year, really, really high expectations and a really good coach and a good roster.
Yeah. I don't know.
Play each other twice a year.
I would put my trust in the Rams over the Niners, especially if we're looking at the coaches. I don't trust Shanahan in big games. He hasn't done it. I don't think he ever does it.
Oh God, that's oof.
And I think every year he's going to look more and more like a rat. He has such a pointy, dopey rat face, and he's just slowly morphing into a rat. And then one year they're not going to be in the Super Bowl. He's just going to be in a little cage with a big wheel of stinky cheese, and he'll be happy, happier than he would have ever been lifting a little trophy.
I thought he did a good job on it when he was part of the like pregame media little team on during this year's Super Bowl, and I thought he did good. I like his insight. I gotta say, I'll defend him. Colorado kid, son of a Broncos legend. Fuck
rat face. Fuck. His dad's cool, even though his dad destroyed Robert Griffin for all of us. But he's a rat faced fuck, if you ask me.
I gotta say too about Mike Shanahan. Definitely, it's a fucking disgusting that he's not in Hall of Fame, considering the entire league is ripping off his Hall flow currently.
Yeah, that's crazy. Why isn't he in the Hall of Fame? Because LA gets credit for those Super Bowls.
I mean, I guess, but Shanahan's entire body of work is pretty impressive. I mean, they literally call it the Shanahan offense, and it's almost the whole league is all the successful teams are doing it. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's two little there's the Shanahan offense, and McVay branches off that as the biggest branch off of that, and then Kyle Shanahan branches off of that, and like it's basically every team's offense in the league is some kind of like bastardized version of Mike Shanahan's offense, which is like a bastardized version of like the original Bill Walsh West Coast.
He'll get his due one day. One day he'll be in there. But I'm just looking at Shanahan's tenure with the Niners here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Entering his 9th season here as the Niners coach. Loses the Super Bowl in his 3rd season. Misses the playoffs the next season. I think that was like one of their many crazy injury-plagued seasons. Loses conference championships in back-to-back years in 21 and 22. Loses the Super Bowl again in 23. That was the one that went to fucking overtime that they should have won. They completely botched the overtime strategy thing. Missed the playoffs the next year in another fucking injury-plagued season, and then went 12-5, and lost in the divisional round last year to the Seahawks, where they got pooped on 41-6.
Yikes! Jeez. Yeah, I remember that was a beatdown. That was the Saturday night game that weekend. I didn't even watch it. I did something else. I think we went out to dinner or something. I didn't even pay attention to it. I think I went to Red Robin that night or something.
Yeah, they had 2 field goals in the second quarter. That was their entire offense.
Awesome! Wow, really good job. Really good job, Kyle. Such a good coach, dude.
I mean, it's
offensive genius.
He looks more and more sad every year. He looks like just a
I know yeah, I'm saying he has a rat face. He has a pointy little rat face, and his face is always red because he's always cold. Oh, he's always just so fucking pathetically cold. Have you noticed that?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a little bitch.
I mean, just to go back to the schedule videos for a minute, pretty much every team that's playing the 49ers did some type of joke about the electromagnetic field injury stuff with the 49ers. Like, everyone was clowning on that in the videos. That was a common theme.
Yeah, well,
just a little tidbit for that one.
Fuck them.
Another game I have highlighted here.
George Kittle was at the Thunder game the other night. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's weird. He's from Iowa.
Is he like a big Thunder fan?
I mean, I guess that's the first. I know he likes wrestling. I know he likes Iowa football. I guess Iowa's kind
George
of close to Oklahoma City. I don't know. Is somebody on the team from Iowa or something? I don't know what the connection is there. He just randomly.
George Kittle defends appearance at Thunder. People are saying he's a bandwagon Thunder fan. 49 star George Kittle claps back at accusations. Oh yeah, I guess he went to high school in Norman. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that either.
Okay, that makes sense then.
George Kittle, probably the most 1940s sounding name in the league.
He seems like a Norman guy.
He's born in Madison, Wisconsin. Okay. Moved to Iowa in 2000. Yeah, high school in Norman.
Did he go to Norman North or Norman High?
Just Norman. Good old regular Norman.
It doesn't say Norman North or Norman High. Which high school he went to?
Just Norman High School.
Okay, Norman High. That makes sense.
Norman High, Norman Low.
Well, fuck him. I don't know. I'm sick of his shit. I'm sick of it's like, okay, we get it, man. You're such an individual. All right, you're a big tough guy, but you're weird. Cool.
Oh.
Wow, how you're ironic all the time. That really just makes you different from everybody else. You're so creative.
It's giving pick me boy vibes.
Yes. Yes, he is a pick me, and I wish I could pick him for the gulag.
Oh my gosh.
What?
The other no, just I mean the gulag. The gulag.
I want him to work.
That's where people.
That would make me happy.
Most of the games I have highlighted are either Broncos, Eagles, or Bears games because those are the teams we focus on a lot here. But one highlight I have that's not one of those teams is
Mm-hmm.
week 4 Steelers at Browns on Thursday night football. Steelers are 2.5-point favorites. They split the season series last year. We got Old Man Rodgers going for one more ride this season. He officially they came to agree. Steelers and Rodgers came to an agreement. They signed the 1-year deal. He said in his press conference that it's going to be his last season. I don't fully trust that. To me, that's not doesn't mean it's written in stone. Who knows how he'll feel at the end of the year? But I'm leaning towards it probably is going to be his last year.
Rodgers,
Browns, Rodgers. Browns are, they're trying to build themselves back up. We saw the really funny clip of their new head coach saying he was like, we're throwing interceptions in 7-on-7 football. I mean, come on, you could tell he's really frustrated with quarterback play early on. I mean, the Browns need somebody like that.
Experience.
The Browns need somebody to
a guy who's like, hey,
this
is this sucks, guys. We can't do this. They just need somebody to be like, this is actually fucking bad.
I mean, they were the whole thing in the offseason. Remember, they were gonna. It's Todd Monken is their head coach, but who was they? What was it they were gonna? They wanted to go with the other guy, and then he left. What was going on with that?
Their defender.
Yeah,
their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, what was that? What was that whole thing?
God, what's his name? Don't tell me. Hold on. Browns. This is really good podcasting, by the way.
Jim Schwartz.
Yeah, Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz was the DC. They fired a coach, and they had told Jim Schwartz, like, hey, we're going to make you the head coach.
Right.
Basically, they were like, if we can't get this guy, we're going to make you the head coach. And then they didn't get that guy. And then they interviewed Jim Schwartz and then hired Todd Monken. And he was like, all right, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
And then quit. He was not going to come back as DC. I don't think they were going to bring him back at DC. I think it's stupid. I think that Jim Schwartz, that defense last year and the year before was very good. Now they just didn't have an offense that could score more than 17 points. So what he did with the pieces that he had, he put together a really good defense. He deserves to be a head coach again. I'm probably happy for him that he wasn't the head coach of the Browns because I like Jim Schwartz. And then there's definitely some chatter that Jim Schwartz is going to be interested in the Eagles coaching job if things go sideways next year. And there's even some rumors.
Currently unemployed. He's not with the team right now.
Nope. There were rumors this year that was well, we're going to fire Sirianni, and Jim Schwartz is very, very interested. And I would have loved that, but didn't happen. But if things go sideways, things are going to go one of two ways for the Eagles. Either they're a legitimate Super Bowl contender, or the wheels fall off and we do not a rebuild, but a reset and clean house a bunch. And maybe we hire Jim Schwartz. That would be tight.
His nickname on Pro Football Reference is Jim Shorts, which is fitting. That's great. When your name sounds like two real words, it's got to be your nickname.
It's very tight. Yeah, but fuck the Eagles right now. I don't want to talk about them. They just need to keep putting together their offensive plan and focusing on that. And they need to go ahead and trade AJ. Come on, it's
what's going on? I mean, I know you don't want to talk about that, but what is?
It has to be a post-June 1st trade, just because for financial reasons. So after June 1st, I don't know. There hasn't been a lot of noise. I still think that there is a chance that he is on this roster. I think everyone could be surprised and see him on the roster come training camp and him reporting for camp. Because what they're doing right now is retooling the entire offense. They're doing things that he wanted to see done. So once they brought in some depth guys. They definitely prepared for him not to be there. But just because they brought in some guys doesn't mean they can cut Hollywood Brown and another guy and have room for him. And then just bump some guys down the depth chart. And I think he'll be very good in this offense because this offense relies on like one dominant outside receiver and then like, you know, your Y, your move guy, and then like some slot receivers like feasting over the middle of the field. So like there's a place for him in this offense, and like I don't know. I still think non-zero chance he gets traded, especially with like the Patriots kind of in disarray right now. But I think the Patriots players are going to use this as like a rallying thing for him, and they're going to like they
Jesus.
love making themselves victims. It's just like the victimhood mindset is like in their DNA. Like you know how like the Ravens and the Chiefs, like their whole thing is like we love people with glaring character flaws.
Yeah, they're overcoming adversity. What was the adversity again? Oh, you don't want to talk about it?
Yeah,
The
30% of our
Deshaun
team.
Watson maneuver.
Yeah, like we just signed a bunch of guys that like strangle a pregnant woman because they're good at football. Like that's like their only thing. That's
Free
like
my
they don't go to the
mans.
combine. They just like scour like the police blotter, and they're like, wait, what was the guy's height and weight? Yeah, the domestic abuser. All right, let's get him in for a workout.
Yeah, they're gonna wear like ribbons on their jersey to commemorate Mike Vrabel's like heroic sacrifice that he made.
Yeah, or they're gonna do like a sex addicts like thing, where it's like, hey, like they're gonna partner with like some nonprofit that like helps men with their sex addictions, and like they're gonna do a campaign where it's like it's a secret, like it's something that men aren't allowed to talk about, sex addiction, and they're gonna try to like destigmatize it.
We're raising awareness.
We're raising awareness. Yeah,
sex, porn addiction, and cheating addiction.
I'm sick. All right, I am sick. I didn't ask to want to fuck everybody but my wife. All right, it's just how I am.
That's
I'm
how God
sick.
made me.
I am actually. God is the bad guy, not me. Be mad at God.
That's the number one reason why I don't think he's going to be fired, is because the person who would be in charge of making that decision, Robert Kraft, is a fucking disgusting Zionist pervert. So he thinks it's what Mike Vrabel did was like cool.
He loves like sex slaves too. Like he loves sex trafficking girls to come and jack him off.
Yeah, he's like
a seedy strip mall. Yeah, he's pig.
Like, Mike, you can't be. He's like, Mike, you really can't be fucking NFL reporters, okay? If you want some other options, we can fly in some girls for you.
Yeah,
if you want. Just don't ask questions.
Yeah, if you want to cheat, make sure your partner is disposable.
And we could kill her
That's
immediately.
What he would say. Yeah, exactly.
She knows it. It's kind of like it's like a humane sort of like a death penalty thing. Sort of we have figure going on. God, I hate the Patriots. God, they're fucking disgusting. Fuck Boston.
Fuck Boston. Get money. Fuck Boston.
Fuck Boston. Get money. Nice, dude.
You like that? That's tight, right? Yeah. And I listen to a little hip hop.
Fuck.
I'm kind of a hip hop guy.
Can a white boy speak a little hip hop?
Yeah. Come on. Can a white boy listen to a little DJ Jazzy Jeff?
Oh, sorry. I just clicked on Jim Schwartz's tab a little bit. Totally forgot he was already the Eagles defensive coordinator from 2016.
Oh yeah, for the Super Bowl win. Big Super Bowl time. Big Super Bowl winning coach. Real big Super Bowl guy.
Big Maryland guy. Born and raised Maryland.
Guy.
High school in Maryland, Georgetown.
Oh, I was going to learn he's from Maryland. He loves crabs. Do you think he likes soft shell or hard shell better?
Who likes hard shell? Is that people? Do people like
freaks? We're little freak boys.
Fucking disgusting.
What do you mean?
I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sitting here like I like eat crab a lot and like know a lot about crab. I have crab like once a year.
Do you know a lot about crab?
No, I don't know anything about crab.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was confused because the way you're talking, it sounded like you knew a lot about crabs.
Spent my entire adult life in a landlocked state, one way or another.
Now that's tight.
Well, I think that's kind of it for our episode. Unless you have more games you wanna highlight.
I'm not huge on like the schedule because to me it just looks like I don't know what these teams are going to look like yet half the time.
Yes, let's rant about the strength of schedule actually real quick before we go. So we have the strength of schedule ratings put out by the NFL. The Bears are number 1, Dolphins are 2, Cardinals and Packers are tied at 3, and the Chiefs are 5th. But our whole thing, and we're in lockstep on this, is that the strength of schedule as a stat
It's overrated.
I don't think you should be putting that much weight on it because that's after about week 5, that shit is completely all throughout the window. It's
Yeah, it
all
doesn't
based on
matter,
last
dude.
year. So much has
Yeah,
changed of these teams from year to
there's so much
year.
variance, right? And like, think of it like in one breath, you talk about a team that had a good record, and then like there are guys that are like, yeah, but if you look at like how many one score games they won and like how many like there are these advanced metrics you can look at to be like this. So like they weren't really like a 2-loss team; they were more like a 7-loss team, but they got lucky, and then like the turnover on that is not very good. So like next year, if you run this again in a simulation, they probably don't win those games a second time, right? Like that's the whole point. And it's like, okay, well, that being said, so like a team is like artificially pumped up because they won like a bunch of one-score games, and they're contributing to the strength of schedule for this one team because they were a winning team last year. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
Like
It
I just
doesn't translate.
I don't think it's like a bulletproof metric to like stand on to show like, all right, this team's going to have it hard because they play a bunch of teams that won a lot of games last year.
And here's another interesting tidbit. I'm looking at the NFL operations website that has officially listed this ranking here, and they have the past, I don't know, like 10 seasons of whoever had the easiest schedule. And last year the Niners had the easiest schedule. They went 12-5, lost in the divisional round as we discussed. But before that, the
Got
Saints had
worked.
2024, the Saints had the easiest schedule. They went 5-12 and missed the playoffs. 2024, the Falcons had the easiest schedule. They went 8-9 and missed the playoffs.
So it
2023,
doesn't matter.
2023, the Falcons had the easiest schedule again. They went 7-10 and missed the playoffs. So it's not a guarantee.
It's not a good indicator of how things are going to go for a team when just talking about their strength of schedule. I would like to this is I am officially what am I saying? I'm calling for a motion to dismiss strength of schedule as a talking point for a team season.
The motion
I'm
is
submitting this
recognized.
motion.
Motion is
Okay.
recognized. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion is passed. Fuck it.
Cool. That's how the owners' meeting should work.
It is.
Well, I think they're just hungover and like, can I get out of here? I have a date with a very expensive escort. Very expensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah, the more money they cost, the less likely I am to be in trouble with the cops.
Or my wife, my stupid wife that I hate.
Oh, they do not care what their wives think.
The wives know about it.
It's like
the Sopranos.
probably.
The escort accidentally calls the house and the wife answers the phone. They get really mad. You buy her a ring and it's, we move on.
It's lovely.
We ride. Wow. Okay, one last little thing. I'm just looking at the schedule again and all these ticket prices. Week 7, Cleveland at Titans. You can get in the building for $36, folks.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say about Cardinals football, man. Like, I've gone to a game for $17. And it's like, I need them to stay shitty and bad.
I want to try to find the cheapest ticket, like in the whole season.
When the Cardinals lose, the consumer wins, brother.
Let's go, dude. That's why they're the working man's team.
Yes. That is correct. And they also have like a bunch of unserious fans who don't really know football. It's lovely. I think the Cardinals have like the most uneducated fan base when it comes to just like the rules of American football.
Wow. Jags at Titans, week 10.
How
$25.
much? Oh yeah, I believe it.
That's a divisional game. My God.
Mm-hmm. And that'll probably be a good one too. Like you should buy those tickets now. Because they're gonna go up. Because both those teams are gonna be spunky. Titans are gonna be like a 10-win team maybe this year. Within the next 2 to 3 years, the Titans are gonna be a wild card team again. Mark my words. This is gonna work for Saleh and Daboll, and it's gonna be interesting.
Speaking of Saleh, did you see that he's banned seed oils in the building?
Has he really?
Yeah.
That's so embarrassing.
No more seed oils. And that's the secret.
It's crazy because seed oils are actually very good for you, especially if you're an athlete. you need that fat. And like you actually need saturated fat if you're burning X amount of calories per day. It's really good for your body and for your organs. Like, because your organs need fatty tissue to work. It's just crazy. Like, yeah, seed oils
Fatty.
are not bad. This is just such a weird grift.
Yeah, why?
Fat is good for
Where did
you.
that come from? Why do people think that?
And just a bunch of people on TikTok, and I'm sure it was like originally funded by some lobby. Like, the food pyramid was just created by the bread lobby, the wheat lobby, to get people to buy bread and eat cereal. The food pyramid is not science backed. That's an ad campaign.
Here's another. This is the cheapest ticket I've seen so far. Week 16. This is in like December 27th. Cardinals at New Orleans. You can get in the building for $21, folks.
And what day is it?
That's a Sunday.
What date? What's the date? The number?
December 27th.
Yeah, I could see me doing that. If you're like in town for Christmas seeing family, get yourself a $21 ticket and go see a bad football game.
You could have a great
bad
time.
Football games are fun. I went to a bad football game last year, and it ended up being the goofiest fucking. The Savannah Bananas couldn't have done this. The amount of goofy, weird shit that happened in this game. A 70-yard touchdown dropped at the goal line, and then an interception fumbled and recovered by the team that threw the interception in the end zone.
In one play, in a single play, yeah.
Yeah, you
that
can't
was so cool.
That game was awesome. It was like the Three Stooges for coaching. It was so cool.
The Benny Hill game. My God.
Yeah, that was hands down the most entertaining football game I've ever seen. And it was sloppy as fuck. It was great. I wish all ball games could be like that. Like sloppy as fuck, but competitive and exciting. I would take that. I would take that over like a defensive masterpiece matchup where it's like that Super Bowl, the Rams Patriots Super Bowl
preview, yeah. And you got to see a guy in one of those oversized hats crying. That was so funny that you told me.
Oh my God. It was so cool. Crying and like threatening to kill Drew Petzing. That was cool. Like, I'll fucking kill you. And he has this big floppy foam hat on. I had the biggest smile on my face, but I knew I had to get out of there. Because I was like, all right, if this guy sees me laughing at this, I'm done.
I'm in danger.
And then everyone was so hostile on the way afterwards. Like people yelling at each other. And like just a bunch of drunk guys, and it was hot and the sun was out, and people were just like, because that's what it's like in Arizona. It's like you go for like an afternoon kickoff, and then you get out, and it's like 3:30, and it's like the most gorgeous day you've ever seen. And like you're drunk leaving this shitty football game, and it just sucks. Just a weird experience. Just a bit outside. Well, I'm so excited for football to come back. I love football. I do not like the summer. I want it to be football time all the time. I'm going to watch some UFL football this weekend, I think.
Yeah.
Will you watch a little UFL? We can talk about it.
I'll try and tune in if I see it on.
So the Birmingham
at least watch some highlights.
Birmingham, they're one of the better teams in the league, right? And they have AJ McCarron as their head coach, who was running for like Congress or the Senate in Texas or some bullshit, or Alabama, but I think he quit to coach. So he'll be like a MAGA politician in a couple of years, and like he'll say some really hateful stuff. So wait for that. But they've turned their season around, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson has stepped in for their quarterback, and they're like undefeated since, and he's like lighting it the fuck up.
I think
it's really fun.
I like the team KJ Hamler is on, former Bronco. Or the Orlando
I don't know
Storm.
off the top of my head. But I'm going to say it's the St. Louis Battlehawks.
He's on the Orlando Storm, it says here.
Or the Orlando Storm, okay.
How's the...
but yeah, if you can catch some UFL football this weekend, I'd highly recommend it. It's good football.
They're the best team in the league right now.
Birmingham or the Storm?
Orlando has clinched the playoffs already at 6-2.
Who's their quarterback?
Let's go, dude. I don't know. Let's see.
What NFL backup is their quarterback? Bryce Petty or some shit. That was the UFL.
Hank Bachmeyer, Matt Corral, and Jack Plummer. Not sure who is their starter.
Oh,
exactly
I think
right.
Jack Plummer is playing right now because Matt Corral got hurt. Remember when Matt Corral, they tried to sell him as like he's going to be really good in the NFL?
I don't. He was drafted in the 3rd round.
He's the Ole Miss quarterback.
But
yeah, Jack Plummer. Jack Plummer's been playing lately, and he's not related to Jake Plummer either. I've looked it up.
Damn.
He went to
let's go
Purdue,
Storm.
California, and then Louisville. Was undrafted last year. He's from Gilbert, Arizona. Yeah, he's balling out right now. 12 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Who's your team? Who's your favorite UFL team? Who do you got? Who do you like?
That's hard because
or you're just a fan of the league? It's okay if you don't have a favorite.
So I wanted to be a fan of the Arlington Renegades or Outlaws or whatever because Bob Stoops is their coach, but I have this rule where I'm not going to be a fan of any Texas team. My dad used to really like that Pittsburgh team, but they discontinued them. Let's see here. Dorian Thompson, Robinson. Let's see here.
DTR.
I'm going to go Birmingham. I'm going to go with the Birmingham Stallions because I really like DTR, but also the DC Defenders. Back when they were still in the XFL, I really liked their team because they had Cardale Jones, and they had like a really good defense. DC Defenders hat for a second, and it's close enough to Philly. There's not a Philly team, or I would like that team. I'm going to say the Birmingham Stallions because I'm really loving this DTR renaissance.
He went to Bishop Gorman, which was that like highly
Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Yeah, it's like
the he was a huge college. He was a huge prospect. He went to UCLA. I remember when OU played him. His like first year he was starting in Norman. It was like a big deal because people were like, "Oh yeah, and like watch out for this UCLA quarterback. He's actually really good." And he was pretty good in college, but never really stuck around in the NFL. Played for the Eagles last year. Was kind of he didn't make the team. He had a chance to, but didn't work out for him, unfortunately. But yeah, he's a freak athlete. He's really good. Like I want to see him develop. Hopefully, this league helps him develop, and he keeps balling out, and then gets like a training camp invite and can be a backup in the NFL again.
He's only 26. Still time.
Yeah, he's gonna have that Josh Johnson contract, man. Or career where he's like 38 and has played for like 14 teams and is always a backup. And like, all right, you need a guy to go on and not lose you the game because your quarterback got hurt. Here you go.
Well, we'll have more UFL talk for you next week, folks. I think that about does it for today's
3-day weekend. What are you doing for your 3-day weekend, Anthony?
Yeah, I actually have all 3 days off. Shockingly, tomorrow we're going to a WNBA game, and then David's in town. Freeberg's in town. His band.
Nice. You're gonna go see his band.
I'm gonna go see that on Saturday night, and then on Sundays, my buddy's baby showers on Sunday, so I'm going to that, and then Memorial Day, I'll just be honoring the troops, probably mostly.
Yeah, just thinking about all the men and women who died.
Yeah. Those are my plans, folks. You can catch me at any of those locations if you guys want to come kill me. We'll talk
Can I say mine now?
What are you doing?
Let me say mine. Come on, Anthony. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
God. I am. I'm gonna go get in my in-laws' pool and cook hot dogs, and then.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go to my buddy's house and. He wants to cook out, so we're gonna go to a couple little cookouts. So yeah, I got invited to the cookout. Let's just say.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a white guy who gets invited to the cookout. Okay.
Just don't put raisins in the freaking coleslaw, dude.
No raisins in the coleslaw, buddy. Hey, is that mayonnaise a little too spicy for you, pal? Yeah, I get it. I'm one of the good ones. I want to read a lot. I want to finish my book and start a new one. I don't know. I write, chill, hang out. I'll probably just sit on the couch a lot, which is nice because I'm tired.
Tired of all this bullshit.
tired of all this bullshit, man. I'm tired of all these fake fucks, these fake Hollywood fucks.
All right, folks. We'll see you next week. Until then, ta-ta for now.
Alaikum salam.